Each time you open an SCP article, you see an object class. Object classes give you a brief explanation of what you should expect from an entity, object, or a phenomenon in terms of danger level and containment complexity, but at times they can be confusing. This video aims to explain them. Object classes are separated into primary, secondary, and non-standard, and there are only 3 primary classes out there: safe, Euclid, and Keter. Safe anomalies are those that can be safely contained, but that does not mean that they are safe to handle. The locked box test, which is often used to determine object's class, says that if you can lock something in a box, leave it be, and nothing bad happens, then it is probably a safe anomaly. Figuring out what the box is, however, can be tricky. Notable safe anomalies are SCP-5000, Y, which describes a suit that is currently not active, SCP-999, the Tickle monster, which, as we all know, is just a blob of love and care, and SCP-914, the Clockworks, that can produce terrible things but does not do anything if not activated. Moving on, Euclid anomalies are somewhat containable, but their containment isn't always reliable or requires a lot of effort. Almost all sapient entities fall into this category, together with most entities that can act on their own. Notable mentions include one of the most popular SCPs, SCP-173, the Sculpture, SCP-049, the Plague Doctor, SCP-096, the Shy Guy, and many others. As the box test says, if you lock it in a box, leave it alone, and can predict what's going to happen, that's probably Euclid anomaly. Keter anomalies are the hardest to contain, requiring tremendous efforts and complex containment procedures, and even then the Foundation often fails to contain them. This class includes well-known SCPs like SCP-682, Hard to Destroy Reptile, SCP-106, the Old Man, SCP-055, the Anti-Meme, and SCP-2521, which I cannot discuss in this video because of its anomalous properties. Going back to the lockbox test, you lock a Keter anomaly in a box, you lock the box, and the anomaly breaks free soon after. Secondary classes are Thaumiel, Apollyon, Archon, and Ticonderoga. Thaumiel anomalies are used by the Foundation as tools to contain other anomalies. These include SCP-3000, Anantashesha, that provides a very important component for Foundation amnestics, SCP-2000, Deus Ex Machina, a huge machine capable of recreating humanity, and SCP-179, Sauelsuesor, a humanoid entity located near the Sun that warns the Foundation about extraterrestrial threats. Apollyon class anomalies cannot be contained or will break out of the containment either way. These are powerful, reality-breaking anomalies capable of causing XK class scenarios or just messing up our reality, like SCP-3999. I am in the center of everything that happens to me, which is not necessarily an X-class scenario, but still a powerful entity. Other notable mentions are Dr. Locke's proposal, When Day Breaks, and SCP-6000, the Serpent, the Moose, and the Wanderer's Library. As a rule of thumb, the locked box test, these entities are too complex or big to fit into a box. Archon anomalies are left uncontained by choice. While it's theoretically possible to contain them, the Foundation has decided not to do so. They are somehow a bit lesser known but still quite beautiful, like SCP-4246, Thalassomania, or The Dreams of the Firstbornn, SCP-4043, Gaia, describing the shared consciousness of planet Earth, and SCP-4494, The Specter Fights for Justice, which is a physical embodiment of a concept of fighting crime. Okay, we are almost done with the secondary classes, stay with me. Ticonderoga anomalies are not contained, do not need to be, and on top of that cannot be contained given the current Foundation's knowledge. This class includes a lot of lesser-known SCPs, like SCP-5623, the Star Euthanizer, an entity that makes dying stars vanish, and SCP-2828, anti-memetic body part, that claims that every human has a body part located behind the ear that no one perceives. Finally, there are non-standard classes that mostly reflect that either the classification is pending or the object no longer requires containment. Explained SCPs are in fact explained and can be understood by modern science. This also includes SCPs that were fake to begin with. Take a look at SCP-2700X, What I Did for Love, or SCP-3000X, Modified Hospital Beds, if you want to know more. Neutralized SCPs were anomalous at some point, but aren't anymore. Usually it happens when the SCP ceases all activity or gets destroyed, but not by the Foundation's intent. The most famous example probably is SCP-1762, Where the Dragons Went, a must-read and a quite sad SCP, and SCP-1730, What Happened to Site-13. Decommissioned objects have their anomalous properties removed by the Foundation. While the SCP Foundation tries to contain anomalies, it is not always possible or feasible, so in some rare cases the decommissioning department comes into play and deals with the anomaly. In some cases this means destroying the anomaly altogether, as happened with SCP-6404, My Name is Your Name and Your Name is My Name, which is about a name that makes its bearer a part of a high mind. In this case, the Foundation simply erased the name out of all public records permanently. Some SCPs are classified as pending, resulting in no designation yet, as the research is ongoing. These include objects like SCP-4008, a location erased from memory by Davids, or SCP-4511, a pig-like structure in an abandoned factory that constantly demands things to be thrown into its ever-burning furnace. Finally, the Uncontained class describes entities that are, in fact, uncontained. Many entries with Keter and Euclid classes are effectively uncontained, and some entities, like SCP-3005, have Uncontained listed as a primary class. I'd like to tell you more about this anomaly, but it is quite hard to describe, if possible at all, so I'd suggest taking a look at it yourself, especially the testing part. And that's it for the short overview of the SCP Foundation's object classes. However, there are some more things to discuss, like esoteric classes or the ACS, Anomaly Classification System, so subscribe if you want to hear them explained. See you next time.